Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Finally, game that started at 1 p.m. and I was hoping would end before the trade deadline. Now wrapping up here at a little after 6:20 p.m. Trade deadline has come and gone. Yankees made a number of moves, and we're going to talk about those first. But most importantly, the Yankees have won 3 out of 4, and baby, that's a winning streak.
Wow, winning.
Val in NY says, a day without a Volpe error. Things are looking up. Hey, let's take it easy on the kid. It's also a day without a home run. But let's talk a little bit about the trade deadline, because I think that's what most people want to talk about, even more so than the game. But we will cover the game. We will give out the belt today. We saw some crazy deals around Major League Baseball. So the Yankees picked up David Bednar first. We did a little bit of a live stream on that a little while ago. I like his stuff a lot. He throws hard. He gets swings and misses. He's just a really, really solid pitcher. He's got a 2.37 ERA this year and 17 saves, 38 innings, 51 strikeouts. So just a really solid pickup for the bullpen. But the one that I'm really excited about is Camilo Doval, who came over from the Giants at the last moment. Now, I have not seen yet who the Yankees gave up for Doval. So if you know, post it in the chat. But I'm keeping an eye on Twitter and all that stuff. But we have Doval now for a couple of years. He has control. And that's one thing that you've seen with these moves. The Yankees got a lot of guys who they control for multiple seasons. So they're kind of packing up their bullpen for next year. I was hoping they would get a starting pitcher. I kind of had my heart set on Sandy Alcantara after watching him pitch the last couple of times out. But unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. Now, the Yankees also got Jake Bird from Colorado. Now, his numbers in the traditional sense are not amazing. 4.73 ERA, but he's much better away from Colorado, right? Colorado is a terrible place for pitchers, and he's just a much, much better pitcher on the road. So, he is a nice pickup. The breaking ball run value is in the 88th percentile. Doesn't throw exceptionally hard, slightly above average, 94.4 mile an hour average fastball. Strikeout percentage is high. Barrel percentage is good. Ground ball percentage in the top third of the league. So, you really short up the bullpen with those three arms: Bednar, Doval, and Jake Bird. And that means that, somebody like De Los Santos, who threw the ball really well today, could be headed out. You also might see, you might see some kind of a situation where there's a Scranton shuttle going on and they're working guys back in and out. I could see Hamilton getting DFA'd, once the Yankees start getting some of these guys back. Cruz is coming back. You still got Loaiza in the pen. You got Leiter coming back. So there's going to be kind of a logjam. I could see some Scranton shuttle stuff happening. And the Yankees now just 3.5 games back in the American League East. Now, David Paez is reporting that 3 prospects are going back to the Giants, so I'll keep an eye on that for you. The other one I want to talk about is Jose Caballero. I found this really, really interesting. Now, he is a phenomenal base runner. He's already got 34 stolen bases this year. He's in the 90th percentile of base running value. He's also a really good fielder. He can play shortstop. He can play second base. He can play, third base. He can play the outfield if you need him to. Now, he is a right-handed hitter. What I'm looking for from him is that he comes in for Volpe late in the games to play defense. Maybe he pinch runs for some guys and then switches over to take over for Volpe at the end of games, which is something that, we didn't expect to be a problem for Volpe, but he's had the issues throwing. So, I think this is a really smart move. He is not a superstar by any means, only a 226 hitter, but you're not getting him for his bat. You're getting him for his wheels. You're getting him for his versatility. He basically replaces Oswald Peraza, who was a non-player at this point. Now, Peraza going to the Angels, Everson Pereira going to the Rays in part of this deal. The Yankees also had to give up Edglin Perez, who I really liked, as part of the Bednar deal. I didn't see who they gave up for Jake Bird. I don't think it was anybody spectacular. But, that's where we're at. And I'm going to try and get real quick some names on the prospects that are going back in the Doval deal, because we're just past the deadline. We're about 20 minutes past the deadline. So there's still news kind of breaking out. So just real quick, Max Goodman tweeting the Yankees bullpen right now. Williams, Bednar, Weaver, Doval, Bird, Cruz, Hill, and Leiter Jr. And today, we got a really great performance by Jonathan Loaizaga. So don't count him out. I mean, I think he's still just a tweak away from getting back to form. I do not see the players that the Yankees have given up for Doval, but we'll keep an eye out on it. But the Yankees rebuilt their bullpen basically in an afternoon, so you got to like it. Let's talk about the game.
Let's go. Let's get it going.
Now, the Yankees jumped out to a really good start today. You had the big 3-run home run from Giancarlo Stanton. You had Cody Bellinger with a base hit that scored Paul Goldschmidt. And then Ben Rice with a massive 3-run home run, his 16th home run of the year. So he continues to put up power numbers. You had Slater make his major league debut. McCann had a multi-hit day. I didn't catch his final numbers. Let me just pull that up real quick. Everything got thrown out of whack today because the game was going on at the same time as the trade deadline. He went 2 for 3. So a nice day for McMahon. Gets the walk-off yesterday, gets a multi-hit game today. Volpe 0 for 3. Slater 0 for 4 in his debut. But, hits from Rice, Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Stanton, Chisholm, and Dominguez. And De Los Santos was absolutely phenomenal today. 3 innings, 5 strikeouts. He's got a 1.78 ERA. Now, he could be one of those Scranton shuttle guys, but he pitched really great. Yankees take this one.
Ball game over.
7-4. I put 3-run homer for Stanton. It's a 2-run homer. I'm sorry. It was 3-run home run for Ben Rice. So, it is time to give out the hardware. And because Giancarlo flashed a little bit of the classic Giancarlo, hitting one about a third of the way up the bleachers in left field, we had to give my man the belt. 2-run jack for Big G. Definitely rounding into form, and we could use him to get hot against Miami this weekend. So we got some comments here. People are wanting to give Brian Cashman the belt. Cashman did have a good deadline today, for sure. Talk a little bit about Marcus Stroman, who unfortunately will probably stay on the roster for the foreseeable future, although he's definitely a DFA candidate when Luis Gil comes back. We got a call from Willie about that.
Hey, Derek. I'm thinking this way. If Gil can have a good outing on Sunday, maybe we can say goodbye to Stroman. And if he doesn't want to come out the pen, maybe we can DFA him.
100%. Cam Schlittler, to me, has been impressive, but I think he'll probably end up going back down to AAA, and I think they'll stick with Stroman. Stroman still does occasionally give you a pretty solid outing. But again, 6.23 ERA on the season, 1.54 whip. Not good, and you definitely want to see better, from, your rotation. Let's do our weekend picks here. All right, so I got Jazz Chisholm returning to Miami with a couple of home runs. And by the way, if you want to play along with me and you want to bet your life savings on me, or just a couple of bucks, either or is fine, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code FOUL. That's code FOUL for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. But yeah, I got Jazz Chisholm going back to Miami. He's going to hit a couple of home runs. I feel like going back to his former ballpark, facing his former team We know how guys typically respond to that. We know that guys like to, tee off on the team that traded them. And I feel like he's due for a big weekend. Jason Dominguez has been swinging the bat better. I think he's going to get 4 hits over the weekend. I love the confidence he's showing. He's smiling. He's happy. He's playing with more confidence on defense. I'm calling 4+ hits for him, and I think he might be due for a home run. He's only got 9 home runs this year, but I think he's due to get to double digits. Again, the confidence is a big thing. Now, the Marlins are no pushover, but I'm feeling good about Dominguez in Miami. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing is Cody Bellinger is really starting to heat up. He's starting to smell that big payday, right? He's a guy that knows he's going to get $200 million plus if he can finish out the season, maybe raise his OPS another 50 points. Right now it's 849. If he gets it up to 850, you're looking at a multi-$100 million contract for a guy who's still young, very athletic, showing that he's healthy, that he's hitting for power. He's going to hit 25 home runs or more this year. I think he should come back to the Yankees. If I'm the Yankees, I am signing him to an extension.
Pay that man his money.
And I'm predicting Carlos Rodon will have a good start, 7+ strikeouts. He's a guy who has been kind of up and down this year. He gives up a lot of 3-run home runs, but when he's on, he's really on, and I think he's going to have a really good start this time out. In the heat, I think he's going to have everything working. He's going to be nice and loose. He's going to be sweating through his jersey, but I'm predicting a big start for him. Also, bonus pick, because he went deep today and he usually hits home runs in bunches, Giancarlo Stanton going back to Miami to face his former team. Don't be shocked if he puts one off the glass above the left field wall. So those are my picks. Let me know in the chat who your picks are for the weekend, and don't forget to download the DraftKings app. All right, so we got to get to the legal stuff, and then I'm going to repop around to talk trade deadline in about 30 seconds.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
It's just a reaction.
All right, so if I had to give Cashman a grade for this deadline, I think I would agree with Joseph Salvatore here, who gives him a B+. I think it would have been an A if you got a starter. But the fact that he didn't trade Spencer Jones, he didn't trade Jason Dominguez, he didn't trade Ben Rice, any of these big assets we've got, didn't trade Ben Hess, didn't trade Cam Schlittler. He hung on to his primary guys and still managed to build the bullpen is pretty impressive. Plus, addition by subtraction, getting rid of Oswald Peraza. Sorry, man.
You can't win!
Camilo Doval, I think, is going to just totally change the back end of the Yankees bullpen. I think you got a bunch of different options of guys who can close out games now. I think the Yankees bullpen, which has been the biggest weakness, is going to be a strength going down the stretch. Now, I was on Foul Territory about a week ago, and they asked me what was my wish list. And I had Mason Miller. I had talked about Emmanuel Clase, but that was the before the betting thing. I had talked about possibly Felix Bautista, but he got hurt. So, of the people that were left, I liked Kyle Finnegan. He got traded. I don't remember where he got traded to, but he got traded. David Bednar and Jake Bird were 2 guys who were on my potential trade candidates list. 10 trade targets, about a month ago. We did that. Doval was not. Caballero was not. But those are both really, really good pickups. Dom D says the bullpen is stacked now. I wholeheartedly agree. Jimmy B. Card says Belly needs to get re-signed. 100% agree. Ashlyn is also in agreement. Samantha T says Brian Cashman did a good job. What are these comments for Brian Cashman? I've never seen fans excited about Cashman before. John C says, can the Yankees still get a starter? No, they cannot. The trade deadline is passed. There is no more waiver deadline. It's done. Rosters are basically what they are. You cannot trade. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think you can put somebody on the major league roster or in the playoff roster that you trade for after this point. But anyway, Sir Roger says Clase was heading to L.A. More like headed to Vegas. Paris Grubb says Peraza is going to need an angel in the infield. Who or what did he get traded for? I'm hoping that we got at very minimum a package of Haribo gummy bears, because those gummy bears are the bomb. But I don't think we got anything. I think just having him off the team is enough, right? You get better just by not having his bat. Donnie Clark thinks we got the best pen in the game now. It's pretty good. It should be, in theory. The Padres are pretty bad too. I mean, they got Mason Miller today. I wouldn't want to face that in a playoff series. They got a really, really powerful bullpen. Yankees, I think, definitely have the best bullpen in the American League East now. I would have liked for them to have gotten a starting pitcher. Not going to lie. I have high hopes for Cam Schlittler. I think he can be a really good pitcher. He's just got to develop a secondary pitch. Can't rely on the fastball all the time. It is a good fastball, but in the major leagues, almost everybody can hit 100. So, Dr. Van Nostrand says prospect and international signing money for Peraza. All right.
It's all right there in front of us.
I think in terms of the American League, we probably still have the best pen now. I mean, Bednar is insane. Like, he's really good. And Doval is going to be electric. He's got one of the best intros. They would turn off all the lights in San Francisco, and then there would be flames that go all around the stadium. It was really, really sick. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Camilo Doval's StatCast numbers again while we have over 1,300 people on. Reminder, like and subscribe. So, pitching run value, the 79th percentile, the breaking ball run value in the 90th percentile. He's a slider guy. It is a filthy slider. He throws at 89 miles an hour. The cutter is 98 miles an hour. That's essentially Emmanuel Clase level. Not quite. He throws the cutter harder than Mariano Rivera. I think what made Mariano, though, was that he had pinpoint control of everything, and it broke late. He had a late breaking cutter. It was just a freak of nature. Also, he was super healthy. But Doval, I mean, he's got 50 strikeouts in 46 2/3 innings, so more than a strikeout per inning. He's got 15 saves. So the Yankees added over 30 saves to their ball club today. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. The average X velocity is good. The only thing is the walks. He's one of these guys who will walk people. He's in the 6th percentile of walk percentage. Hard hit percentage about league average. But I am excited about this guy. I am very, very excited about him. And then, David Bednar is another guy that I was really amped up. I'm really glad the Yankees were able to secure this deal. It sucks that they had to give up Edglin Perez and Rafael Flores. But look, you're picking up a dominating strikeout machine. 51 strikeouts in 38 innings. And this is a guy who just has a power fastball and a hammer of a curveball, split-fingered fastball. He throws the four-seam about half the time, 48% of the time. It averages 97.1 miles an hour, and then he'll throw the splitter too. So I think that the Yankees really did a nice job with their pen, solidifying things, and I think this puts them in a very, very good position going forward. Ton says, let these two guys work with Matt Blake, and now we're cooking. Let's cook. Richard C. says, is it possible to convert any relievers to starters mid-season? It's unusual to see that happen. The Yankees did it with Jabba Chamberlain one year. He started in the bullpen and then stretched himself out mid-season. I think they're just counting on Luis Gil being their deadline acquisition. Now, in theory, a playoff rotation of Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Luis Gil, those top three, those should be three adequate arms in a playoff series. Now, for the fourth starter, who knows what you go with, right? I mean, you could go with Will Warren, an untested rookie in the postseason. You could go with, Schlittler, also an untested rookie, but with serious heat. You could go with Stroman, which I would be terrified of. I would absolutely be terrified of that. So right now, I'd probably go Warren in the number 4 spot. Hope that he turns in a good outing. there's the chance that he gets shellacked. It happens from time to time, but he also has those outings like he did last night where he'll toss a really good game. So I think the Yankees pitching could be in a decent spot. The hitting has been better. Giancarlo has 8 home runs now. We're getting Judge back at some point in early August. He was out there, taking reps in the field. Ben Rice has 16 home runs. He's obviously a power threat. Grisham is having a career year. Belly's having a really good year. So, still got 2 months for things to unfold, but ultimately I agree with DSL who says Cashman did good and the Yankees are in a good spot. Again, 1,450 watching in the chat right now. I want you guys to like and subscribe and come back. We're here after every single game, and we break down all the latest news and things like that. We're the official podcast of the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network, and we're here after every single game. We've also got Ryan Yarbrough coming back. I forgot about him. He should add some value to the pen, although he's going to be out for a while, so there's no guarantee that he'll come back strong. But, I feel like without Garrett Cole, without Clark Schmidt, this is about as good as the rotation can be, barring trading, Spencer Jones or Dominguez to go get somebody like Alcantara who has a 6.5 ERA. I think we did what we could. We solidified the pen. As Cashman likes to say, there's a lot of ways to prevent runs, and one of them is to just have a lockdown pen. So with the Yankees offense, if you have a lockdown pen that can shut things down 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th in a playoff series after a day off, in the playoffs you don't play every single day. You get days off. Guys can get more rested. They're tired from the season, but you can make it work. And Devin Williams, let's not forget him. I mean, he's in my opinion not a closer, but now he doesn't have to close out those big spots. You can put him in there when you have a 3-run lead. To me, Camilo Doval is your new closer, right? David Bednar would get some consideration. Luke Weaver still has a chance to turn it around. Hell, Jonathan Loaizaga has a chance to turn it around. He had a save today. So, a lot of season to go. Don't give up yet. Good deadline for Brian Cashman. We'll see you next time. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through nydesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, nydesigns.shop, and check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.